What's up, investors? Welcome to the Semiconductor Show, where we're talking about stocks related to the semiconductor industry. And today we are talking about TSM. So TSM, they're in the chip fabrication division of the semiconductor industry. So a very vital piece of that industry. And they just recently came out with their Q1 financial statements. So we'll get to see how well they did compared to what they're expected to do, and also see where they're projecting for Q2 and beyond. And then we'll kind of dive into the numbers a little bit before finishing up with our stock analysis. So let's just start off with what they've been doing for the year to date. At one point they were at 140. All of a sudden now they're at less than $100. We'll see if now's a good buying opportunity. I would expect it to be, but we'll go into that a little bit later on in the show. And just this past week, they released their Q1 earnings, and that was around Wednesday evening. So you can see they actually popped up to about 102, but here they are right back down to 98. That's relatively flat this week. So let's just see, what were they projected to do during this first quarter. In the first quarter, they were projecting about $17 billion in revenue, and then for the year they're projected to do about $73 billion. So we're going to keep track of that number as we progress through the year. And so let's just see what they actually did. So I'm hoping you can see this. I wish this was a little bit darker, but what you can see here is this middle column, that's the guidance. That's right here. That's what they were projecting to do, the company itself. And this first column is the actual. So they actually got $17.5 billion. So that is phenomenal. And their gross margin is 55.6%. So that's really good. Anytime you can get above 50%, that is a key indicator for us. And I guess we'll just go right into the guidance since it's here. Might as well share it. So guidance for Q2 of 2022, they're estimating that they're going to continue growing. They're thinking that their range is between 17.6 billion as the low side, all the way up to 18.2 billion on the high side. And they're also thinking that their gross margin has the high probability of growing to closer to 58%, whereas right now in this quarter it went to 50. It's at right in between 55 and 56%. They're saying it's going to continue to grow this quarter, so that's great news. So let's kind of go back to more of the storyline here. So TSM raised its sales outlook for the year after quarterly earnings jumped 45%, helped by solid demand for chips used in everything from smartphones to cars. And those are just a couple of their revenue streams. They have about 5 total. Annual revenue in dollar terms will top the previous outlook for as much as 20% plus growth. The world's biggest contract manufacturer of chips said on Thursday. Sales will rise to 17.6 billion to 18.2 billion. I mentioned that earlier. That's what they're projecting for their Q2, which will be through June. And it is implying growth of more than 30%. Analysts were estimating that 17 billion as an average throughout the whole year. So if they're going to continue growing, we'll kind of see we're going to see tremendous growth in this quarter. We're more interested in how they're going to finish off the year, because everyone's saying that that's when the demand is going to go downhill fast. So we're expecting to see this type of performance this quarter and next quarter. This is going to be a critical quarter for a lot of these companies. How well are they going to do in this quarter, and what are they going to think is going to happen in Q3? Continuing on, the company also predicted wider earnings margins, signaling sustained demand for mobile phones, smart televisions, and other gadgets. And that's once again represented by that growth from 56% gross margin up to an estimated 58% going into this second quarter. Also, just for industry news, the wait times for semiconductor delivery grew again, and this is due to there's a COVID shutdown happening in China right now in some major cities, and there was a earthquake in Japan that hit production. So that is slowing down production once again for the chip industry, especially for TSM, which supports a lot of the chip manufacturers such as NVIDIA, AMD, Qualcomm, Intel even. So that is very important to this industry. Strong vehicle sales are set to help drive growth this year, says their CEO, CC Wee, and gross margin will expand from 56 to 58%. And to wrap this article up, so one of the analysts, Credit Suisse's Randy Abrams, warns that semiconductor sector growth could slow in second half as higher interest rates, China's COVID policies, and the rising commodity prices sap spending on consumer electronics. And we'll kind of touch into this once we get to their revenue report. I found a couple details that are going to kind of help us through this. So this last article, before we get more into the numbers, their CFO mentioned that their first quarter business was supported by strong high performance computing and automotive related demand. And moving into the second quarter, he's expecting that the business will continue to be supported by that HPC and automotive related demand, which will partially offset the seasonality of smartphone sales. Also, a key indicator of the type of chips that they're selling. In the first quarter, shipments of the new 5 nanometer chips accounted for 20% of their wafer revenue, and the 7 nanometer chips accounted for 30%. So you can see that this business is clearly highly concentrated in those newer product lines. Those 5 nanometer chips and 7 nanometer chips, they are top of the line. They are the most energy efficient. So the fact that they're pushing those out and getting massive return on those in terms of percentage of revenue, that's a great indicator for this company, as the next step is moving to a 3 nanometer chip. To wrap this article up, we have a different analyst. This is Wedbush Securities analyst Matt Bryson. He reiterated his outperform rating on TSM after this stock report. So he was a believer in them, and seeing this report, he is still a believer. And he elaborates by saying, we continue to see TSM benefiting from structural shifts in technology innovation requiring increased semiconductor content, referring to some of our buzzwords, 5G and AI. Further, he says TSM is beginning to take market share from Intel. So, seems promising. So let's kind of go into the numbers, and this next report I want to show you, this kind of touches on what the CFO was talking about in terms of the quarter was mainly supported by, not mainly, but he says it was supported by strong high-performing computer growth and automotive growth. So in this management report, we can see here at the top, we see the wafer revenue. So this is the 5 nanometer chip up top, and I can make this a little bit bigger for us. The 5 nanometer chip is 20%, and the 7 nanometer chip is 30%, so that's half the business right there. It's been half the business for about a year, so surprisingly, I thought those 5 nanometer chips came out a little more recently, but they've been around since last year. But you can see they're increasing in terms of revenue percentage. But right here, this middle graph, this is what my focus is on. And he says the high performance computing, which is right here, the second line, it's grown from 35% a year ago. Now it's at 41%. And so that kind of worries us, because everyone is worried that the computing sector for the chips in general is going to diminish very soon, probably in the next quarter or two. And I kind of buy that, just because there was such a pent-up demand for, we need computers, a new computer to get us through this whole pandemic situation. And we'll just kind of have to look into what's the average lifespan of a computer. I want to say it's 3 years, but maybe it's 5 years. And something like that is going to impact what type of growth we're going to see in that particular revenue stream for this company in particular. And it's very important to us because, as you can see, it makes up 40%. And so if it takes a dip of even just 10%, that's going to be very detrimental to a company's like this's revenue. And that goes for smartphones too. You can see it kind of has dipped, but it's still a large proportion here. But the thing that I thought was interesting is he said that we saw high growth in automotive, but it's like it went from 4% to 5%. So what is he talking about? Like, I just wasn't getting that. I like the counter argument to the high performance computing aspect. If it goes down, can the other things carry it? And at this point, it doesn't really seem that way. Like I thought some of these other things like the Internet of Things category and the automotive category, I thought those had a higher percentage, and I'm sure they will be at some point. But to see them this low, at like I just thought they were further along. So this trend is clearly in the early stages. I do think it has potential, and that's why I'm going to stick around for it, especially after putting in so much time into this. Even if it is cyclical in nature, if we are in the dip, it's going to rebound at some point. It's just when is it going to happen? Probably in another year or two. But overall, I do think the trend is chips are going to be involved in a lot of things, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that this is occurring in many, many different aspects. But just to kind of go into what he was referring to in terms of growth, we find this other chart. So this is on TSM's website. Their first quarter 2022 revenue by platform. This shows the growth by each individual's platform. So apparently quarter over quarter, they saw a 26% growth in their high performance computers, and they also saw a 26% growth in their automotive sales. And so, I wouldn't have guessed that, especially going back to our chart here. This doesn't look like 26%. Going up 4%, I don't know how they got 26% there. And then here, going from 4% to 5%, okay, sure, that's about 25%, but yeah, so I'm not sure how they got some of these. This one kind of makes sense, the automotive, but once again, that's just, for them, that's like taking, say, automotive might be like $2 billion for them, going from $2 billion to $2.5 billion. I mean, it's just not enough. But overall, I do like this company. So let's just go into the stock analysis. Let's kind of see what's going on here. So we're currently at 98. We'll zoom in a little bit here. And what I'm noticing and what I'm doing for all of our stocks here is I'm just going to move this up, and we're going to create like a channel. We're going to create a channel for ourselves just to kind of see what the trend is, because, as much as I like the idea of like these support lines and resistance lines, we're clearly just in a downtrend for the entire industry, and so we need to start playing this channel. If we go below the channel, then yeah, that might be a short-term type buying opportunity. But right now, it just seems like I really don't know when the bottom is going to be for all these companies, because they're just in such a sharp decline. And it kind of makes sense because not that long ago, they saw this sharp rise in just price. The difference with TSM is they didn't like do a peak and then sharp drop. They actually had a little bit of consolidation here for what almost a whole year. They consolidated here between 107 to 130, and now all of a sudden, after peaking to like 140, now all of a sudden we're seeing this dip, and it's like, when is that going to stop? I guess our next, like, even this line, I can't even say this is super firm, because I'm just basing this off of our little bit of like resistance we saw back in July to about October of 2020. We saw a little bit of resistance here, and then when we broke above, we stayed above. But now we're seeing such a drop that it's like, When is it going to end? I really don't know. If we go back here, we're looking at their PE ratio. It's 25. It was at like, it was over 30. And at the time, I kind of thought that was fair. But based on how much everyone just believes this industry is going to drop, um, there's no telling. There's really no telling. So for me personally, I think this is fair, especially under $100. I'm probably going to keep adding. I'm just not going to be as aggressive because it doesn't seem like this is going to end anytime soon. I'm going to guess we still have a whole nother quarter of pain until we see, is this actually going to end the way everyone's predicting it's going to end, or is those automotive sales or the Internet of Things type sales, are those other revenue generators going to start picking up the pace so that when we look at a chart like this, we're not going to see those high numbers in the 40% for smartphones and the computers. We're going to see it more spread out, so it's more like maybe 20 in the smartphones, 20 in the automotive, 20 in the computer. Like if we start seeing a spread like that, then the cyclical nature that they're referring to, it's just going to be, it's not going to be a thing anymore because there's always going to be something that needs a chip, and it's just going to carry them out for years upon years. Once again, we're kind of playing into the long-term approach here because everyone's thinking that yes, there might be a dip here in the short term, but long term, they're saying that the chip industry is estimated to double in the next 10 years. And so if you can just grab a few of these companies, especially the higher growth types, such as a TSM, such as an AMD, or even a NVIDIA, if you can grab one of those, you are going to probably more than double. If the industry as a whole is going to double, if you can select some of the growth beasts in the industry, they're likely going to triple, if not quadruple, in that same period of time. And that's what we're trying to pick out here. And I believe TSM is one of those. So we're going to just keep gathering market share as much as we can in this and AMD and a few others. But our next somewhat of a resistance line is 82. So if this continues, 82 is our next firm, more so firm time to buy. But yeah, chances are I'm going to continue to buy this as we kind of go down. It's just, in the past I would have said if it goes to 100, load the boat. Now, seeing what I'm seeing in terms of just the trend and what the analysts continue to say and announce to the public, even after seeing beats from Micron, from TSM, we're probably going to see them from AMD and other companies. It's just, it doesn't matter. It really just doesn't matter. So as this keeps dropping, just keep adding a share here, a share there, as you have funds, as you see it's right. And that's my plan. But yeah, so otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this. Please please subscribe. There will be more content coming in the future. If you don't have an investment app somewhere where you can actually buy stocks, there is a Webull account in the description below. You can open an account on that and get 5 free stocks. So please consider that. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one. Have a great night. Bye, guys.